How to perform well under pressure? Is it luck or simply the product of superior training? That's exactly what I would like to discuss with you in this particular video. Alright? You don't want to miss this one. Dimitri here. Let's get right into it. When it comes to this thing known as performing under pressure, many people believe that yes, if I can just get access to the best coaches out there, I'm going to get to a place where I'm going to be able to manage any type of stage frights. I'm going to manage any type of anxiety when it comes to performing under pressure. As a matter of fact, if you work for companies and if you go from time to time to apply for position, or if you apply for position within your own company, from time to time the interviewer can ask you the question, how do you perform under pressure? And of course, many people go on to simply list the different things they've been able to do when it comes to performing under pressure. And they tend to present themselves as people who have simply learned the finest techniques on how to perform well under pressure. And they simply say, yes, because of this, I know how the prefrontal cortex works. I know basically how to expose myself to this type of environment, to the type of stressful situations. So therefore, I am used to this. Stress is basically a part of who I am. I've been able to come to this place where the parasympathetic in me, I know basically how to control how it works. So we think. But in reality, I'm just going to give you a couple examples to demonstrate that yes, no matter how exposed you have been to stressful situation, no matter how amazing your training has been before getting to the battlefield, most people still are susceptible to experiencing stage fright and freeze or choke under pressure. Just two basic examples. In the early 1960s, somewhere in Africa, more specifically in the Congo, Leopoldville, Congo, that came to be known today as the Democratic Republic of Congo, with the capital of Kinshasa as Kinshasa. There was, back in the early 1960s, a movement of insurrection because a group of people were not agreeing with the central government. So they decided to create a mini army within the country to go attack the government. But the particularity of these rebels is that they had no weapons. They simply believed, because of initiation, the initiation they've actually been exposed to, they simply believe that they had superior powers. They simply believe that they were simply invincible. They were simply immortals. And they were told to never run when they would see someone coming at them with guns, but as a matter of fact, to be the one charging with their eyes wide open. And to simply chanting the following song, Mulele mai, Mulele ma, Mulele mai. So, what they will do is, first of all, they had no uniforms. From time to time, they almost fought naked. So they'll be hiding in the bushes. And when the central government was sending the soldiers with top guns and top munitions and the best uniforms to go attack the opposition, they'll be hiding in the bushes. And as soon as they will come close to these rebels, then they will come out of the hiding places just chanting Mulele mai. So, of course, what will happen is the government soldier will be shooting. And as they're shooting, a few will be falling down. But because this guy was so under the influence of drugs and not actually backing away, they'll be just running at them with the eyes wide open. And because of all the superstition and because of all the beliefs and values, the soldier would then be completely shocked and say, but what kind of madness is this? No, I'm going to run off. So they will do that. They will simply drop their weapons, they will drop the ammunition, and even drop sometimes the uniform and start running away from this situation, to the point where by the end of 1963, 1964, the rebels now had more weapons, no munition than the central government because of what was happening. That was example number one, to say that yes, despite the training, despite access to the best of the best, despite the fact they've been exposed to all type of stressful situation on the battlefield, the government soldiers were running away from this type of rebels because of all the beliefs that were taking place in the background. That was example number one, to simply demonstrate that yes, under pressure, even sometimes the best of the best can simply choke. Example number two, let's just go now to 2016, about 8 years ago, in Stockholm, in Sweden, when the Nobel Prize was about to be given for this particular year. An American, a legendary performer, lyricist by the name of Bob Dylan, had been nominated for a particular category, and he was supposed to receive the Nobel Prize. But because of a conflict in his schedule, he said, no, I'm already booked when it comes to a tour, so I cannot come to this particular event, but I'm going to ask one of my amazing friends, an accomplished musician as well, someone who knows how to perform in front of big crowds, and someone who knows how to rise to the occasion, and someone who has demonstrated the ability to understand my body of work. So basically, she knows my music, she's going to be able to do well. So I'm going to send you the legendary Patti Smith. Legendary Patti Smith takes the plane, she goes to Stockholm, and the day of the event, she goes in front of the people, and the musicians are ready to start playing. The first note of music start playing, and she's in front of the microphone. And as she's about to start singing, she realizes that she's now expressing something that she's not really used to. The sympathetic nervous system in her body is now taking over, and she starts experiencing stage fright. She managed to actually sing the first few notes of the song. Then, by the time she was to perform the next few notes, she literally choked. To the point where she even apologized for what was happening, and she openly acknowledged what was happening and asked to start over again. And this is the legendary Patti Smith. So why am I telling you these two examples of the Mulele Mai back in 1963 in the Congo Kinshasa, and the Patti Smith example in 2016 in Stockholm? Why? To simply level the playing field as far as this thing is concerned. Choking is something that can happen to anyone. Despite your years of training, despite exposure to the harshest condition when it comes to either your sport environment, either your music environment, your entertainment environment, your business environment, there will come a time when something is going to happen and the sympathetic nervous system is going to take over and simply cause you to choke. And when it happens, simply remember that yes, it happened to Patti Smith. The legendary Patti Smith, despite the years of training, despite the fact that she was an accomplished and a seasoned and a professional musician, it happened to her despite the fact that she knew Bob Dylan music inside out, despite the fact that she knew basically how to control her voice. It happened to her, so it can happen to anyone out there. So why am I giving just this particular two example? Why? Because from time to time, you're going to get to a place where you're going to have to realize that yes, it can happen to you. And when it does happen to you, I'm going to share with you only 4 steps you can consider to help you regain a sense of composure and go back to perform the way that Patti Smith did in 2016. Number 1, depending on the situation, if it's a collective situation or it's an individual situation, if it's a collective situation, a collective effort or a corporate effort, remember first of all who you are as a collective entity. Number 1, on the macro level. Number 2, on the macro level, remember who you are, what you have achieved, what earned you the right to be where you are. That's on the macro level. Number 3, remember your why. Why is it that you as a corporate entity, why is it that you as a group, or why is it that you as an individual entity, why are you fighting, or why are you where you are? So once you are able to identify clearly your core why, Then you're going to simply go back to the fourth level. If you've been enjoying this video, please make sure to share it with as many people as possible. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that next time we put together a video, you can be amongst the first one to see it. Alright, now back to our presentation. It's simply a simple exercise. Just control your breathing. Give yourself permission to simply know, yes, I can control what is happening all around me when it comes to this nervous system, but at least I'm going to use my biology to simply get me back to a place where the parasympathetic nervous system is going to be reactivated. Just breathe in. Hold it for about 4 seconds and release. Breathe through your nose. Breathe in. Make sure your diaphragm is actually properly expanded. And release. Make sure the diaphragm is simply empty itself. Do that for about a couple of minutes. And you're going to see how very calmly but surely your body is going to come to a place, it's going to speak to your nervous system and activate the parasympathetic nervous system and bring you back to a place where you're going to be now in control of your body and give yourself permission now to get into the arena and do what you are so trained to do and simply regain the composure and give the best performance the way that Patti Smith did in 2016. All right. I'm going to stop right here. Before I go, just a couple of things. If you're looking for a way, again, as I keep saying, to flip the switch as far as who you are is concerned and get you to a place where you're going to start now experiencing the personal brand you were so designed to be, especially how to manifest that under a stressful situation, my friend, just reach out to us and we're going to help you fine-tune a few things to help you to flip the switch and get to a place where you're going to go on and deliver your best performance. All right? Much love, everyone. I'm out.